Welcome, everybody, to the Onward VR Master League Hiatus Tournament. The final week of Hiatus Tournament play, and we got ourselves quite an interesting matchup. One that, again, we don't get to see very often outside of regular season play because it is cross-region. And two very strong teams cross-region. SMC Tactical versus Beginners. Both teams that consistently sit in the top 5 worldwide standings in VRML during the regular season, multiple seasons. And with this matchup is going to be very interesting for a lot of reasons. SMC have been playing 1.8, in my opinion, very well. They've had some great fast pushes. They've been looking coordinated and synced up. I'm trying to remember what their last... I'm trying to think now, actually. Yeah, Aimless Gaming. That is right. Their last matchup against Aimless Gaming, they did have a rough time. Aimless did very well against them. So they are coming off a tough loss, but they did beat out the gate Globochem. Arguably not the Globochem of, regular season that we were used to seeing, but regardless, they did beat them there pretty strong. And I'm trying to look at their other matchups that they've had. Animal House was their first one. Did they beat Animal House? Yes, they did in the last 2 maps. So I guess this is a bit of a wild card. I don't know what to expect. Beginners, on the other hand, I think have I tuned into any matches of Beginners this season? Or, sorry, this Hiatus tournament? Yeah, I don't think we have. So I don't know what Beginners are looking like in 1.8. How they do against Aimless Gaming. This is a bit of an indicator. Aimless Gaming beat Beginners as well. So Aimless Gaming may just be the powerhouse today. They're playing currently Silent Purge. Not being casted, unfortunately, but should be hopping into this matchup coming up shortly. Apologies for the brief pause here. I'm trying to figure out our current map and get the lobby sorted for the matchup. I am all on my lonesome, so you have to give me these brief pauses to figure out all of the ins and outs. But we should be getting into the lobby shortly, and it does give us time to take a gander at the pick bands coming in from, I believe it is SMC is Downfall. Oops, wrong side. Coming in from beginners, it is Cargo. So obviously some opposing bands coming in there from both sides. Long range and short range both getting kind of crossed off of the list there. I do have our first map of the day. It is going to be Subway. Interesting bit of back and forth here on these map decisions. Ultimately, I'm curious to see exactly how this one shakes up. Hoping we don't have any spectator bugs today, but no guarantees on anything on that front. I really don't know what we're getting into. Either way, I will deliver you the action that you all crave and deserve. And yeah, this matchup's interesting, and I said it earlier on because it is NA versus EU, and we don't get to see this during the regular season of Onward. And so, you know, it's kind of like what we normally call a Button Cup event. The Button Cup is essentially the EU versus NA during the regular season of Onward. And so both teams sort of get to... It's like a one-time chance for an EU versus NA show-off, or a showdown, if you will. Figure out where each side stands, respectively, because... There's always the long-going debate of, you know, is EU better than NA? Is NA better than EU? And frankly, it's usually pretty dang close. The skill gap at the top is very tight, and it is shared across the spectrum, in my opinion. So a lot of great teams at the high end on both EU and NA side, and we're about to see a great matchup here because both these teams are at the top of their respective divisions. And with 1.8, again, I'm interested to see how beginners play, because historically they like to run the clock down to the last minute. And since the introduction of 1.8, the round time has been cut down to 5 minutes. So there's a minute off the original round time in 1.8, and want to see exactly how beginners team is going to work around that. We are waiting for the 5th to pop in for beginners, and then we should have ourselves a full lobby on Subway ready to dive in. Do have the SMC roster, which is going to be Trip, Soda, Sir Lucian, Landon Jordan, and Shenanigans. We've seen Edna start in the Hiatus tournament for SMC in the past. Landon this time is going to be out there to kick things off. We may see Edna be subbed in at any point here throughout this series. We have the 5th from beginners entering now. So over on beginners, we have Paz, Strajex, Smoils, Icy Woods, and Killinger, and that's the same old, the original beginners crew that you'll see throughout the regular season, as is the SMC squad. So should be a pretty exciting matchup tonight. Dang, Dante. I like your forward thinking, sir. See where we're at. Everyone is readied up. We are ready to hop into the action. Let the teams know. And we should be into round 1 of map 1 any minute. It's usually about this time that I do this, that the teams then start the round. There we go. We are diving into the action. Round number 1, map 1. Where is the objective? Gotta find the objective.
Give me your frag. No.
And it does look like we are going to be having some unfortunate caster bugs today, but that's all right. We'll bear through it.
I'm going to throw the nades up there right now. They're coming.
Killinger Smoils pause, charging up here around the corner, and you can see there, brief moment, that they do have the entire Marsoc squad. Very dark, but they're in that lane pushing forward. Nades coming up over the top. Nice flashbang, and Killinger is going to follow up off of that, and the counter nade comes in. Suppressive fire onto the corner. That nade goes actually a bit too far. More flashes coming in. A nade that gets stuck up on the high end, and a crazy swing from Killinger finds 4 kills. Killinger sweeps down the SMC squad here.
Echo 1, Echo 1. Yeah, we can fall back. When you see him.
Where is Sir Lucian pushing in through the middle? The last attacker for this SMC squad, and a flash there comes in huge for beginners. Let's see what Sir Lucian can do. Here's some comms over there to his right, so that's information he's going to work with. Takes some shots through the middle and scoops up 1. He knows that someone's over to his right. He's heard the footsteps. See there to your left. That one, I can't tell if he's down over there on the left side. I think he actually might be. Solution's going to have 1 here on the right. Icy Woods is tucked in very far. Solution's not going to be ready for that. Beginners with 3 left alive. Take round 1. Solid start for them. A team kill there for Trip. Unfortunate, but we'll see how SMC is gonna start. Oh, and look at this. They're gonna go for. We're gonna be on board this maneuver because this is going to be a hard push from SMC.
I don't know if it's right to flash it. Well, kind of tells them we're coming.
Here are the flashes over on the other side going off. The push coming in from beginners hard and heavy. Trip needs to continue this charge. Lots of flashes down that lane from beginners. Kill comes in. We're going to stay on board Shenanigans and Trip. 2 more on the corner. Shenanigans, Trip are here, but the counter, they're waiting for it. They find one. Are they going to be ready for the second? Shenanigans is here to find a single kill. Smoils rechecking the angle. He gets that refrag. In the meantime, what has happened over here in the corner? Chaos has fallen here on this end as Killinger scoops up a shield, and SMC are down to 2 defenders. Soda on the bottom of the stairs, and one more watching the south side. Soda's going to have to deal with this shield here.
Shield shows just turn the corner at the top of the stairs.
Soda does run into the shield of utilities coming in. The nade gets airbursted just a bit too short. Soda's able to drop back in time to the bottom of the stairs. The remaining 2 here. Wonder what Sir Lucian's doing. Is he still down in the south? He is. Soda's going to go with a wide swing, an aggressive swing. Killinger takes shots. Smoils has an Overwatch angle here he can take. Those shots do find Captain Soda in the back as he tries to retreat. Now, what's going to happen with Sir Lucian? He's going to have to crash. You can see him sprinting down to the objective.
Их 2 осталось, как минимум. Максимум. Я пытаюсь фрагнуть. У меня есть.
I wonder if they have an accurate kill count, because they seem to be concerned about a potential flank. They have plenty of time, 2 minutes, so they can take their time here to think about, you know, what their plan of approach is going to be. But concerned about the flank, with 1 defender left alive, that certainly would be quite the risk. Killinger now, shield in hand and nade pulled, can pop that pin.
Ты можешь оружие нормально взять?
Good nade toss, not going to be far enough. Sir Lucian able to stay tucked in behind his dark corner. Nade, a nice flash onto Killinger and Smoils. Shots onto the shield. Smoils does swing, and I don't think Smoils was stunned by that flash as he was able to find those shots onto the corner. Beginners go up 2-0 on SMC. Round numero 3 underway here. The old game of find the objective gets a bit tedious, so we'll cheat and pop in, and it's going to look like it is a underground OBJ.
Fine. Fine.
Gonna invest a couple underground here. One up the stairwell to watch the north entry. Overall, nothing real crazy. No one getting out early. No one looking for any aggressive picks. So let's pop into SMC's perspective and see what their approach is going to be. And it looks like it's heavily favoring the underground entry. Obviously, this is the far most underground objective, and so we'll see exactly what their approach is going to look like, because they're going to have to come down this hallway, be wary of any C4 placed through this hallway, exit through the door, and look at this little interesting strategy coming in from the beginners team. A pistol with a flashlight. You can see why. Blinded us. It's going to blind them. Behind that blinding flashlight, in what would be normally the open, is pause. What a very interesting strategy coming in from beginners. Love to see this coming from them, and we'll see exactly how it works out. But SMC is being very loud, so they know Shenanigans and Trip are here.
Did I get that right, Woodley?
Nah, it sounds like you did.
Killinger snags one north on the stairs.
Oh, it's just up. I go far.
Pop back into the underground approach. I wonder if they've backed off of that, because it has been a while. Seems like they're just making a lot of noise. Shenanigans and Trip being very loud here. Finally, they're going to try their hand at exiting. A flash comes in. Smoils not completely blind, and C4 comes out. And Pause behind the flashlight gets the two of them. Final remaining
Echo 1.
is really just Landon. And now he has to try his hand at this exit, and it is not going to be easy. He has to pop out to the two holding it, and they are dialed in. It is a 5v1 for Landon. Smoils goes for the peek, gets shot. Beginners ultimately win the trade and come out on top. A 3-point lead now here on SMC's map pick. They are looking very good. 1.8 has not affected this team and how they play. If anything, I'm seeing some new strats that they're bringing to the table. what could be match number 4. Or excuse me, it could be the final round if beginners can take it. My brain farted right there. Round number 4 underway here. The beginner is going to opt for a heavy north entry. They're not going to go underground, and they're not going to take things slow. They are full sprinting here, and it does look like there is a defensive setup here. Captain Soda tucked into the back has eyes on the shield user right out the gate on the north.
Photos pinned down by the south.
He's going back up the stairs right now. Nobody else looking.
They're still top of south stairs.
Yeah, there's 2 coming now. I heard him.
Soda has since dropped off this angle, and I don't know if that was the right move because it is still a very heavy focus here down these stairs.
What are we doing? Who's got a smoke? Anyone got a smoke?
No, let's try that smoke.
What is interesting, though, is that Soda technically has made the right choice. SMC dropping off of that north hold, and beginners completely shifting down to an underground approach.
Miles, we're coming to you. They might be in the engine room, like 3 minutes. Watch out for engine room. Watch out for engine room.
Yep.
One dead.
Shots coming out on stairs. Smoils waiting for the push out from Landon, but Landon got one. SMC, the vocals, the vocal squad, and he knows there's someone down there. He hears Smoils, and he's trying to get a little voice comm out of him, but Smoils not going to give him any of that. Here's a bit of a drop back. Goes for picking up some utility shots, ringing out here in the underground. Ooh, and a C4 on the back end of Killinger picks him up. Meanwhile, Landon finds another kill in the stairs. Smoils go down. Beginners suddenly only have 2 left alive. Flash pops down through the stairs. Another one coming in. That one doesn't catch Strazak either, and Strazak still watching. The shots onto the corner. Landon playing games here with Strazak on the corner and the stairs. Charges past the nade and finds the kill. In the meanwhile, on the underground, Trip finds the final entry. SMC finally get themselves on the board. Landon 5 and 3 there. Picked himself up a couple of kills. Killinger there had that great round 1, 4 and 1, so he's been doing his part. I think that was his first death, actually handed to him by Landon. Again, apologies. It is technically my fault for the the bugs we are seeing here on these maps. In the casting perspective of things, we're not getting exactly a perfect picture picture perfect idea of what's going on. It was my fault. I don't have the most up-to-date build, but it's not going to hinder us from catching the action. We missed a few kills here and there, but ultimately have been around for most of it, and we'll see now what the action is going to look like here for the SMC squad as they go on the offense. A 3-man push underground. Landon, Sir Lucient. Not sure on the third. But you're again seeing the flashlight strategy here. The flashlight bugging through the wall. Not affecting Landon, but I do know it is an indicator that there is a flashlight up there watching that door. We'll be sure to tune into what's happening here. In the meanwhile, Trip and Soda.
We can't go that way. Leave it. Go.
Considering going down stairwell, but are not going to opt for that and instead rotating around to the north. Here comes the underground push already. Have managed to make their way out. Looks like what was going to be a flashbang tossed around the corner. No, a nade actually. And here comes the hard swing. A trade. Does favor the likes of beginners as they are down. Solution is going to swing. Woods here ready for it, and the confirm comes in, but Woods finds the refrag. So a 2-for-1 in the underground does come through. In the meanwhile, not sure where Landon has gone. Backed off of that stair entry and is going to reinforce the underground trip. And Soda has swung to the north. No one's really has eyes here. Soda and Trip are realizing there's not a lot of vision. Strazak might be a little late, re-peeking the angle. Shots do come in though, and Trip the Strazak trade. Landon now the last attacker alive for his squad. He's going to make himself his position known with this nade toss. Trying to check. Oh no, I forgot to switch overlay. Trying to check the tight angles. Apologies for that. You really couldn't see anything now with how dark it is. Landon swings off of the flash. Saw the nade toss. It did affect him, but he would manage to ID his target beforehand and gets that kill. Now it's a 1v2. One deep in the back corner there.
One dead base.
The res coming in there. That's what the kill feed was trying to show us. Landon still ID'd. I don't even think he knows he's the last one alive, but he is charging down here. Takes shots at the stairwell. Has to be aware of the potential entry to his left. The gunfight here, and the Strazak able to come out on top. Beginners snag the final round and go up on map number 1. SMC's choice too, so a bit of a rough start, but downfall's off the table, and that normally would be a beginner's pick in this situation, I would think. The question is, where do we go from here? Maybe Bazaar, Tanker, potentially, but I don't know what beginners are going to snag here for map 2. Quarantine, also still an option. Be curious. Map 2 is looking to be quarantine. Yes. quarantine for map numero dos. Gonna see how both of these squads fare on the revamped map. Interesting to see beginners choosing this one, and I want to see what sort of strats they're going to bring to the table, what kind of angles they're going to be setting up for. Because again, this is sort of a learning experience, you know? Taking a look at both rosters, not seeing any subs coming in. We are underway with round one of map number 2. Going to start with the Playing Wing Courtyard OBJ, and we'll see exactly how this sucker unfolds. Beginner's going to start
Oh, what?
with that southeast spawn. Investing 1 to rotate around to the north. And the rest of them feeling confident in the new 2-story here to approach through. One found already. Landon picks up a trade here, but the push coming in. Pause, a bit overconfident. The call out was 1 down. Landon not down, though. Stragic did not find those shots. Icy Woods able to confirm his rooftop rounds ringing in from Captain Soda, just missing.
Half wall in the corner.
Beta 3.
Strazak trying to
Can I
find,
get an accurate echo count?
did find Landon.
Okay, so 2 left, echo 2.
And they do have an accurate kill count. It is Solution and Soda as the final 2 of this SMC defense. Solution on OBJ watching in. Got a nice angle there into that. All the way through, really, the garage, 2-story garage. Icy Woods putting rounds downrange. I'm not sure if he saw Captain Soda rotate there or not, but Soda has also now rotated, and he's taken up an arguably very, a very safe position here, unless someone rotates around north, which I don't think Woods is doing. Woods has actually dropped back. Let's try and take a stock of where everyone's at. Woods, Smoils is also here in the south, and yes, Strazak in the south. So there's going to be a south-heavy push. So yeah, no one's going to be coming in from north. Solution is safe here. Sort of just watch the south and his objective.
Me crossing okay?
Really got to do a lot of hunting this way around without being able to see all the way through things, and with no mini-map, but I've gotten used to the no mini-map, I suppose. Try to keep you guys informed. Smoils, Strazak, Icy Woods amounting to the 3-man push in the south.
Like 2 minutes 40, clear the hospital building.
Yep.
And there are angles held here.
Southwest, so I'm expecting gas station or something.
Woods taking shots into the darkness. Brief fire. Strazak able to find one up onto the 2-story. Soda goes down, and now it all comes down to Solution in a 1v3 on OBJ. 2:10 left. Gotta watch his right. Strazak's gonna swing there. Doesn't ID him out the gate. Solution's actually tucked behind his line of sight here as well. Strazak does slowly make his way up. Does finally ID him. There comes in the shots. Beginners continue their advantage, or continue to maintain a lead here as they kick off their Marsoc round with a W. Landon 2-1, the only one with any kills for SMC in that round. He was the one that was getting aggressive there in that, I guess they called it the hospital building. I really think it's more of a garage, though. This is a hospital. We're in trouble. More of a garage. I guess you could call it hospital building simply because it is next to an ambulance. Either way, round 2 has begun, and we're going to see exactly how beginners defend this one and what SMC's offense is going to look like.
About to find out, I guess.
You're absolutely right, Strategic. We are about to find out. Thank you for joining me on the CoCast. Same spawn, mirrored spawns. We're going to see
One crossing, one at gas station.
the difference here. Pre-fire coming down range. Very similar sort of setup, though. Approach here through the door, through the garage here. You have eyes down into gas station, and very hard to ID your targets in that darkness. Ooh, pause, takes shots. Landon fires back, and Soda's got to be careful here. Those 2-story rounds do ring true. It finds one. Soda's looking for the refrag.
One's around middle burning. Dillinger.
Very patiently waiting for Killinger to re-peek this angle. Soda has a very tight angle. He is exposed, though. There is a potential rooftop swing that could be made here. Would be hard to ID him tucked into the corner, blending into that wall, but do have one swing in there. Rooftop gets picked up. Nice shots from Strajak, and SMC are down to 3. Soda, Sir Lucient, and Shenanigans making up the core of this offense. Sir Lucient does get identified, and now I wonder if we're going to see a rotation here up to the rooftop to get some shots downrange into the courtyard. Smoils is over there by that north roof. Oh, and Lucient tries to cross woods. Sitting in that new 4-story, finds himself a nice little angle. And you can see Shenanigans over there looking for it. Shenanigans actually would have had a line of sight there onto Woods. Woods could have also had one on the Shenanigans there, but not going to take it. No one really has any coverage here on the street unless the rotation from roof comes in. I didn't know Soda was still alive. Not any longer. The nade nicely tossed from Strajak picks him up. Shenanigans, now the lone attacker of SMC. Soda did manage to pick off a key defense position here for Shenanigans, though. The burning, well, the middle 2-story here. The rubble 2-story. Think of new names, people. Rubble 2-story, I like that. Eyes here on Shenanigans. Not a lot. Might be able to find himself a lane. This is going to be a test, though, and he cannot find that angle. A nice pickup coming in from Pause. Beginners tack on another one. Great rounds, solid back and forth, but beginners, you know, looking really good. Very practiced, very clean on this 1.8 build. Definitely a team to beat here in the Hiatus tournament. And I think what will be a very interesting sort of finals is it would be beginners versus aimless gaming. Sort of see after a week or two of playing them if beginners have managed to figure out some new strats and if they can sort of bounce back. And I don't know, who knows, that could be a great back and forth. Either way, we still got ourselves a match here. SMC Tactical versus Beginners. SMC back on defense with a very tough objective, in my opinion. I don't know. Tough to attack and defend in both respects, but either way, be interesting to see how these defenses and offenses shake up. Two-man push coming in from the South Street. The rest of them over there, you can see postured, just holding their angles. Seeing if any SMC Tactical go for any aggressive rotations like this. Soda getting picked up. Icy Woods patiently waiting for that kind of aggressive move to come in, and easy pick up here. More shots from Killinger onto the roof. A very nice, very tight head peek here. Right over towards Shenanigans. Shenanigans not finding anything. More shots ringing in. Shenanigans doesn't feel good about peeking that anymore. He's dropped back off, and they're going to reposition just a bit. Trip, arguably the most forward.
You snippy.
And he has the right idea. Watch this rooftop. The peak is very close to coming in. I doubt they'll peek out of that, though, and Woods has a dangerous angle. Shenanigans going to shut that down. A very good bit of shooting. Long range nade tossed, and now shots coming in from Killinger off the roof to the backside of this defense. Callouts coming in here onto Landon, and Landon's got to be careful of the rotation that is going to come out from beginners, because the callout did come in. So you're going to see pause, try and rotate and act off of that information. Into a 3v4, SMC looking good here.
Okay, does that mean Echo 2 or Echo 3?
Echo 3.
We know one's on the roof, one's by the fall trees, and the other one's probably near objective. Okay, Killinger, what do we
The overall scope of things, one underground, now pushed out. Strajak almost gets picked up by C4 detonating. Now Killinger is going to find Trip there. Shenanigans trying to find the refrag. Nades coming in from the center there, not going far enough to find Shenanigans. Strajak very aware of that position there and takes shots himself. Strajak just missing Shenanigans. Does finally find the kill. SMC now back into a 2v3. They are off objective. Pause. Putting fire onto Sir Lucian. Landon trying to rotate, and Sir Lucian getting slammed here by suppressive fire from all angles. Does manage to get out and rotate off of the reloads. Landon waiting here. A great job from him to find that pickup. Strajak finds Lucian. Landon has to quickly rotate back towards objective, though, because it is open for Strajak to push forward here and cap, and he's managed to tuck himself back into a corner. Landon's not going to get there in time, and this could be map and series. Strajak has 1 minute and 30 to punch this in. All of the time in the world.
Outside this wall here, huh?
Landon recognizing it a bit too late, but beginners with a very interesting cap angle snag themselves a series and a map too. Map 3, back to SMC's pick. I'm going to guess a close quarters experience, so most likely Suburbia, potentially Tanker. But I am right. Imagine that. Suburbia is where we'll be headed for map number 3. And that's got to be a tough blow for SMC. You know, you're doing well, arguably against this beginner squad. A tough subway round, but a good bit of back and forth. And then on quarantine there, not necessarily out of reach. You know, very close to securing that last round to make it 1-1. But to then just lose it there off of that cap, certainly a tough pill to swallow. And we go on to map 3 to play it out because it it could potentially factor into any sort of tiebreaker or any situation like that. I'm sure some people have done the math and have figured out that this may not be necessary either way, but still fun to watch two top teams duke it out. You really get an interesting idea of what these teams prioritize, how they do it, and already seen some unique strats here today with both of these teams. So certainly a fun one to tune into and learn something from. Little song from Trip as we dive into round number 1 of map 3. No time wasting, getting back into the action.
One dead burning porch.
Soda snags one on the corner there. Actually, no, that couldn't have been Soda. Oh, it was Trip. I didn't even see him back there. Neither did the beginners. He's gotten himself 2 kills. In the meanwhile, they have lost 2 in the center. Flashes coming in on both sides. Trip definitely getting flashed out there. A nice toss from Killinger gets him that pickup. Soda finds one on the slide. Pause with the refrag. Shenanigans swings around, scoops up Pause. We're into the 1v1. Killinger rotating on the left side. Shenanigans not ready for it. Killinger gets beginners again the round lead. Quick reminder to everybody that's tuning in, we got another matchup later tonight. This isn't the only action of the day. It is going to be a Division 4 matchup, but it's always good to see differing perspectives. You know, we see what the top teams are sort of bringing to the table here with this matchup. Really some interesting strats. But later tonight, I want to see where some of our new teams and Division 4 squads are at. And so we're going to tune into Quest Supernatural versus Brother in Arms, and we'll see exactly how that game shakes out and what sort of skill level, where those teams are sort of sitting. Will be fun to tune into. But we got action here still to play out. Flashbangs coming up and over onto the defense. Shenanigans feeling confident off of that one, but overconfident. 2 getting picked up here. Landon finds 1. There's a rotation coming in from Sir Lucian. Strategic looking for the refrag, but can't see through the bushes, so can't really spot out Lucian. Another goes down on the corner. There's the pickup. Strategic finds himself the angle.
Echo 3.
SMC down to just 1. Beginners still have 2. Make it 3 as a res comes in.
Echo 3. Echo 3. One's carrying over.
Landon dropping back now, rotating around towards objective. Sees Icy Woods, ducks into cover, both of them missing their shots there on the corner. Landon's going to test his luck, shift over to APC, and nade comes up and over, very nicely tossed. Landon just in range. Beginners snag themselves a round 2. Quite the nade toss. Knew exactly where that rotation was coming. And again, beginners familiar with the changes to this APC position, one of the newer ones. You'll see a lot of the teams here sort of struggle dealing with the people using this and defending from it. Not the case here from beginners, as a nade tossed right over the other side of it. And ultimately a good prediction out of the beginners team. Puts them up 2-0, and now SMC again on the back foot. Got to get this Marsoc round to get themselves on the board.
Okay, fine. Goddamn, Landon. And if you wait like 60 seconds, I mean, you're only gonna last for 30 anyway.
Trip gets picked up through the shrubs. Landon can drop back and res him, but it's going to slow down the momentum. In the meantime, in the middle, chaos has unfolded. One goes down. The flashlight blinding shenanigans. You can hear him say, I can't believe it blinds me even in the day. It is a bright device, and they are utilizing it thoroughly here on a beginner's team. A confirmed shot coming in. Oh no, Landon with the team kill through the shrubs. He did get that res on a trip, though. Killinger going to be able to rotate to the backside of objective. Trip finally gets that confirm, and we're into the 3v2. Make that a 2v2. Sir Lucian goes down. Smoils swings and kills him. Very far off objective, though. And
upstairs spawn house right there, right window.
the res does come in. Landon tries to pick off that res. Can't quite get it. Has to rotate. More shots from the 2-story. Landon doing some shooting. Trip finds one on the corner. Landon putting suppressive fire down range. The kill coming in onto Landon. Trip, the last survivor of SMC.
Hey, I can watch the west end.
That's interesting because if Trip can sneak past Killinger, he could rotate around and get a cap. The real play is to get past Killinger here on the window, prone past the windows, and get to the backside. Trip is watching the right window here. He is doing the right moves. Prone, staying low. Killinger's checking the corner, but it's not going to see him. Woods isn't looking down, does finally peek up. SMC lose their prone push, and beginners tag on another one. Round number 4, potentially the final one of this series. We'll see what sort of shenanigans SMC are going to bring here to the table. I heard a wall of nades. Landon wants to throw a flash. They're definitely going to come out aggressive on defense. Two flashes. One actually caught Smoils in the Strajack and slowed him down. I don't know if that flash got Landon. I think it did, and he's just manages to tuck himself back in time. Smoils, I think a team kill and a kill. Landon doesn't find those on the Smoils. The swing from Shenanigans, and something happened on the other side of the map because we're into a 1v1. Well, make that a 1v0 as Strajack able to find the final kill, and Beginners secure themselves map 3 and the series in dominating fashion. Pretty standard, I guess, for a Beginner's performance here, but overall a fun series to tune into. SMC certainly putting up a decent fight in the first 2 rounds and not quite able to stick through what was a lot of Beginner's momentum. An hour-long series, one of our fastest in the Hiatus tournament. So as a caster, I guess I appreciate that, but it does mean a bit of a longer break before any more action here on the channel. We'll be about 4.5 hours until our next match. But if you don't, make sure you follow and tune back in later tonight. Quick shout out to everyone that has been tuning into chat. Let's take a look. Pink Stingray, Mixologist, Smithy, Zigger, Theta, Osnick, Edna, 954 Gator. Thank you guys all for hanging out and watching the match. Was a fun one. See Viper in here as well. And again, tune in for that Div 4 action later tonight. It's going to be exciting. Should be interesting. Always fun to see what the newbies are bringing to the table. Also, a brief shout out to all our sponsors. They've been ticking across your screen here. You know who they are. That'll be it from us here on the desk. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. Us. Me. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you all for more Onward later tonight.